Hello, 31 family. We are here today to talk to you all about texting parties. They are kind of the new thing that everybody is asking about, and us three have successfully had texting parties. So we are here to answer questions and give you all our best tips. My name is Whitney Ganshaw. I'm a senior director with 31, and I wanted to introduce to you two rock star with me. So, Leslie, do you want to introduce yourself first?
Sure. I'm Leslie Ramirez. I'm a senior director with 31. I've been around for 6 years now. So texting parties are something that I, they're relatively new to me. I think that I've done maybe 3 of them over the past year, but before that, it was something that I hadn't ever tried. So definitely something new.
Yes. Love it. Amanda?
So my name is Amanda Elmore. I am also a senior director, and I've been with the company for 12 years in this past March. I've been doing texting parties for a long time, but I haven't done it in the form that we've done it recently or that was shared with me. So I'm really excited to share with you guys the results of the current texting party and how well it did.
Yeah. Okay. So love it. And I think that it's important to know that we all kind of did the same thing. Leslie taught me what she did. I taught Amanda what Leslie taught me. So now we are all three going to teach you. So we have a few questions and we're just going to dive right in. So the first thing that we want to talk about is what the rundown of the text party, how it went. So, Leslie, do you want to go first?
Yeah, so I will start out by saying that I do use Project Broadcast, and so I have a customer base in there. So Project Broadcast is a text message tool that you can schedule text messages. There are free tools, or there may be free tools out there, but Project Broadcast does have a cost associated with it. It's a very, very minimal cost. But I had sent a text out to people that had signed up to get text from me. But I know we've had friends that also did it to where they sent out a text to everybody in their virtual office. So that's a way that you can initially reach out to set up who's going to join in on your texting party. So I like to call it a VIP texting party because I was the hostess and I actually made it a mystery hostess party. So I sent out the initial invite asking people if they would like to join in on the fun. I said that I was going to share the new spring products and I was going to have some fun little surprises and that they weren't going to want to miss out. And they would text me back opting in. I don't know, Whitney, if you want to talk about the next step, or Amanda.
Yeah. So Amanda, you can do it because you did it to your back office, right? So maybe share a little bit about that.
Yeah, so I took the opportunity to share it to everybody in my back office that had a cell phone number that has not already opted out of texting. So every season, I upload my back office into my Project Broadcast. And I normally send out a large text for outlet sales or maybe a big thing going on. If there's something big in the company, that's really the only time I use Project Broadcast to send a large message out. And then I wanted to try it with the texting party. So I did send over 3,000 messages out to invite them into the texting party to see what the response would be. To be honest, I was only looking for a couple $100 worth of orders to hit my non-negotiable goal last month, but it turned out so much more different than I would have ever anticipated. So yeah, I did send out 3,000.
Yeah.
And I'll say that I probably sent out about 200. So definitely not as many, but it was a more targeted group. So it was my people that said, yes, please send me text messages, please send me deals. And out of 200 people, I got about 50 opting in. And then from that, I had about 27 or 28 placing an order, which that's huge to me. That's great. And it was about $3,000 in PV. So
Yep.
yeah, so it was awesome.
I think that I was kind of in the middle. So I had people in my project broadcast recently that I uploaded years ago. So I just went ahead and used those people. I sent them the same opt in text. And I had about 90 opt in, but the end result was about the same. So I think I had about 31 orders, and it was a $2,900 party. So very similar outcomes, which I think is great because that kind of shows that it works. Amanda went, there she is. Do you want to share your results?
You know, every time we get on one of these calls, everybody and their mom decides to call and then the dogs act crazy. So apologize. Yeah, so I had out of the 3,000 that I sent out, I ended up having about 85 opt-in. I had several opt-in after the party had already ended. So I already sent them kind of a message to let them know that they can participate in the next one. Out of the 77 that were actually in during the party opportunity, I had about 50 orders come through. So my volume at the moment is sitting right around 5,200. And I still have probably another handful of orders that will come afterwards. So I think I ended up with almost $1,000 in rewards to give out, which was pretty cool. And from that, I also booked 5+ parties, and I have a handful of girls that I'm working with to join the team.
Yes. So that is so exciting. Those numbers are like big numbers. So that's why we're sharing it with you all. So the next question is, how did you invite people? We kind of went over that. Leslie had like a targeted group from her VIP group. Amanda used her back office customers, and I did as well. So let's move on to the next question. And how did we make it successful? Again, Leslie, we can start with you since you were kind of the first one who did it.
Yeah, so I think probably a lot of people are wondering, how do I know what to text them and when to text them and all that? Well, luckily we have an amazing sisterhood. And so there is a texting script out there, and the ladies that shared that usually will update a texting script every season. I know that they did a retirement script at the end of February. I did that one to kind of share the items that were going away, and they had a new one to introduce spring. So it's really great because we can kind of just go ahead and take what they've done and tweak it to fit our personality if we want to change up some of the wording. I personally added in a text about the spring sale because I was looking to get some last minute April PV, and so the sale was coming to an end as well as the spring capsule items. So I wanted to make sure I did a big push for that. So I added in a text about that. So that's the beauty of it, is that you can take what's been created, you can take those, the party script, the template, and you can make it your own. I believe that it was about 3 days of text and then a follow-up day. But that's something that you can also alter to your preference. If you are using a different text message scheduler, or maybe you're texting manually and you only want to send like a total of 6 text messages or something, you can do what's manageable for you and you can make it work for you. But I think for me, what made it successful is that the texting party was a personal shopping experience. So each person was getting a personal text message from me. And then when they responded, we were able to have a dialogue. And I was able to ask them what print they wanted. And if they wanted to personalize, I could show them samples. I could ask them if they wanted coordinating items, which we don't always get that opportunity if they just go to the site and place an order. So it was really cool. And I think that's one reason for the high volume in orders, and people ordering $200 and $300 worth of stuff because they're like, okay, well, I guess I need that too. And okay, yeah, go ahead and add it. I had one person tell me, just send me the request before I change my mind.
Yes.
So I think that's for me what made it successful is I made it work for me, and I made sure I was going to post on days and times that worked for me, that I could respond. And yeah.
Yes, that was something that I love that Amanda said, is that if you're going to do this with a large volume of people, make sure that you do have a little bit of time tucked away to be able to respond, because wow, it was a lot to respond to. I also love that you had said about doing what is manageable for you, and how you took the script that our sisterhood already had and tweaked it to sound like you. I used the template that you had sent me. So I went in and changed any of your links to my links. So that's really important to do if you're going to use a script that you find from the sisterhood. I took Leslie's name off of everything and I put Whitney. Those are just important things that you should know if you're going to use a script that is already made. And then I know that Amanda and I both started a little bit later in the month, like the month was about to end. So how Leslie had the template with the 3 days and a follow-up day, I actually reduced it a little bit. I think that I had a starter day, 1 day of a lot of showing off products. And then that third day I used as a sending people their carts, letting them, giving them that personal checkout experience. So Amanda even shortened it a little bit more so she can tell you about that.
Yeah. So I took the script, like Whitney said, and like Leslie said, and I made it my own. So I changed the verbiage a little bit to sound more like me. I changed some of the deals that were in there to fit more of something that I would like to be able to manage going forward. But then when it came to the time that I used, I launched it. What was the last day of April? It was the 30th.
Saturday.
Yeah, Saturday the 30th. I launched on Friday. So I did Friday, Saturday, and then my follow-up was Sunday. So I had a rollover party, but I tried to get the majority of the orders closed on Saturday. Again, as I said before, I was just needing a couple $100s in order to hit my non-negotiable goal. And that was what was important to me. I didn't realize how many people were going to order $100, $200, $300 worth of product. And I'll tell you what I found one of the most exciting is it's been years since I've been able to really have a structured home-based business to where I'm in people's homes and having those fun conversations and talking to them about like what I love and personalization options that would look good like this or like that. And I spent hours having conversations with ladies that honestly, they're not in my Facebook customer group. I don't even know how I knew half the people that popped into this party or how they were connected to me through my back office. But having those relationships start to build was so exciting and fun. I like to learn a lot about these ladies. And a lot of them were so appreciative, which was such a funny concept to me because I mean, you guys know that sales feels like it's all about us, but really it's not. It's a lot about offering our girls what they need. So to hear so many of my customers say, thank you so much for this. I was really looking for XYZ and you really helped solve that opportunity for me, or that was just a really good feeling. But yeah, it took a ton of time. I worked for 48 hours straight. I was super sick at the time, so I had nothing else to do but lay in bed and text. So it worked out well for me. And it just, like I said, turned out fantastic.
Yes, I had
And
this.
another perspective, I work full time and I'm always on the go. So it was great for me because I just would carry a sheet of paper around in my purse that I would just jot things down. And then when I could get to my computer and enter it, I would enter it and then I would highlight on the sheet that I entered it. So you can do this whether you're at home, whether you're out and about, like you can make it work.
Yeah, I love that we have those two different perspectives. I also had a similar experience with people being so grateful for a different party type. It was something that a lot of them had not done before. And I also booked a couple parties for them as the hostess because we all were our own hostess. We did mystery hostess. So being able to now offer that as a party style for hostesses to invite their friends and family to, and then me sending those texts to their friends and family and the hostess getting the rewards is something that I'm really looking forward to. Another question that I wanted us to answer for you all is what type of text we were sending. In a regular party, a Facebook party or a home party, you know that you're showing the products, you're talking about getting bookings, and you're also talking about the business opportunity. So what did those texts look like? Leslie, you can go first again.
Yeah, so a good majority of the texts, just like a Facebook party, were product based. So it was, hey, check out the new crossbodies we have this season. Check out a solutions for organizing your car, things like that. But then it was, hey, if you would like to get the rest of your wish list for free, why don't we do a texting party like this for you and your friends? They can get all the deals and you can get free stuff. What do you think? And I actually did book 2 or 3 texting parties off that, which again, if I'm just throwing it out there, how about a texting party? People are like, because they don't really know what that looks like. But having gone through it, people are like, yeah, I'm going to go for it. So that was kind of what that post looked like. And I think I said, I'll give you $5 off your order today if you grab a date. Um, and then I'm trying to think, I don't think this last one had to join my team on it for me personally, because what I did is one great thing about Project Broadcast is there's also an option for landing pages, which is basically like a separate little website link where you can put whatever you want. And I had done a little thing about the spring sale, and then I also had a thing showing the kits. Um, Also for me, I put in my party survey. So I do a Google survey for each party where basically I ask the guests to tell me if they had thought about becoming a consultant, if they had thought about hosting a party, if they thought about joining my Hostess of the Month club, things like that. So that is another way that they could express interest, or I could kind of share about it. And then that is a list of ladies for me to follow up with and ask them to either book or join.
One of my favorite texts that I sent out was that booking text, because a lot of people were replying with, no, thank you, like not right now. So they're on my follow up because they had participated in my texting party. So come fall or even later this summer, I can ask them, like, is now a better time for a texting party? I thought that the booking text that we sent was really beneficial. Amanda, were there any texts that stood out to you?
Honestly, both what you guys said as well, but the beginning that of the party script, that the way it's designed with just the what is your favorite print. And I know like in Facebook parties, we always get a lot of interest and engagement type of posts like that. And I was surprised at how many people responded from that print thing. And that's really kind of what got the party really kicked off. And the way that I scheduled them is I had that go. And then 1 hour later, I started the product thing. So they were already really interested because I was sending them the whole collection of whatever print that they were selecting. And I had ladies that were selecting, 3 or 4 different prints. And then they were holding items from those lists. So their shopping list had already begun before the products even started to push out. And then to end it, I changed the wording a bit in mine and changed the graphics to more support my style and have my face on the pictures. But at the end for the texting party, I sent it within like 30 minutes of my last product message. So the girls were still pretty involved in conversating with me about their lists and their whatever was going on. So it wasn't like there had been a huge time period that had passed where they felt okay not to respond to that message. So almost everybody that was already communicating with me responded with a no, maybe later, or yes. I didn't have very many at all that just ignored the message completely. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Yes, I forgot all about that first, or I guess it was probably the second or third text, the pick your favorite print one. That was very engaging for me as well. And they did start their carts that moment that you sent them the collection of the print that they loved. So that was awesome. Okay, so one more question before we wrap up. And that is, what did you do to provide great customer service? I felt like it was so easy to provide that great customer service because we had those conversations started and going. And like you said, like getting to know people and what they want to use the products for, it made it so much more simple to provide that pink glove service that I love to give. Is there anything else that stood out to you, Leslie?
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think it was really helpful because when we're sending them their hold list, basically sending them all the list of things that they asked us to kind of put in their cart. Up until that moment, we weren't talking prices. So some ladies were like, "Ooh, gosh, take this off, take that off." And I said, "Well, I don't know if you realize, but this item you were getting 50% off." And then they're like, "Oh, okay, cool, keep it, keep it." And then another thing that we can do when they're telling us their favorite prints is we get a feel for their favorite colors, what kind of style they like. And so we can personalize something with their first initial and we can say, "Hey, tell me what you think about this. Is this like, would you like it to be personalized this way?" And a lot of times I was surprised where they're like, "Yeah, go ahead and throw that on there." Or, did you need the top to the large utility tote? Did you need the wristlet strap? Did you need, you just look at whatever coordinating items, you look at how close they are to earning the next special. Which again, you don't have those kind of conversations when they're just on the website. You're relying on them to add the customer special and to add the wristlet strap. And I don't know how many times I've seen an order come through and I'm like, "Dang, they didn't order the strap with that wallet." Like, or they could have gotten a better deal, but they didn't add their 50% off item. And you're always just like, "No." So this just really, it was really hands-on with every single order, which was great.
Amanda?
So I didn't do the would you like fries with that. I had it already in their cart. So when I had a handful of the girls add the All About Benjamin's wallet, I added a coordinating wristlet to it. Like I just like threw it in there because I knew at the end I was going to send them their hold list and they would have the opportunity to tell me what they didn't want anymore or what they wanted to keep or edit. The way that I phrased my last communication with them was, "Here's your hold list." And I didn't say like, "Let me know what you would like to add or remove." I just said, "Here's your hold list. Let me know how you'd like to edit it." I didn't want to put any kind of negative spin on the verbiage when it came to you can take anything out that you want. Like I didn't want that to be part of it. But I did add coordinating products to certain things. If they added a purse, but then didn't add a wallet, I threw in a wallet for them. And then obviously like when you screenshot our carts in the system, it shows like all the different 50% off items in red. And so the ladies, like a couple of the ladies were like, "Oh my gosh, thank you so much for that half price item." And I was like, "Yeah, girl, 31 likes to celebrate their customers." I didn't say like, I didn't do that. I just said, "We're fantastic that way." Like I just kind of left it as if it was like, "You're welcome." So it turned out really fun at the end when we were personalizing the carts and sending them out, but it worked.
Yeah, I had a similar experience whenever this lady got three things, and the way that the math worked, like one of the things was on sale. She got the Essential Storage Tote Duo, so that was like discounted, and she got a 50% off item. So everything in her cart was discounted. And I was like, "You didn't pay full price for anything. Woohoo." And I wouldn't have been able to do that if it was just an online order. So it was pretty cool to be able to show them. Another thing that I noticed a lot was that deluxe travel tote, and it's obviously our most expensive product in the catalog right now. And if somebody wanted just that, if that was the only thing they held, I was like, let's add something because you can get this for 50% off and you're going to be paying the same price for three items as you would have for just this one item. And again, that's an opportunity that I would not have if they went straight to my website to shop. So that pink glove service, I loved it. Very nice. So we have been talking a lot about Project Broadcast. We all three used it for this texting party. So you're probably going to have more questions about Project Broadcast. So we are so lucky that Leslie is well versed in Project Broadcast. So she's going to do a little training on us so you all can be on the lookout for that. Is there anything else that you all want to add?
Yeah, so Project Broadcast is a fantastic platform for your business to run it lots of different. Like I use mine obviously for my customer base, like we just talked about. I also use it for my team, things like that. But one of the other things that I wanted to kind of throw out there is if Project Broadcast might seem a little bit daunting or overwhelming to you, there are probably other platforms on the App Store or in the Android store or whatever they're called, where you could look to see if there's a way to schedule text messages. I know for certain there's one called Reach that I used to use all the time. I don't remember it costing very much, maybe like $4.99 a month at that. And then it was unlimited for the however many messages you used. But it didn't have everything that Project Broadcast has. So just know that, you know, when you're listening to all of it, to us talk, and maybe if you watch Leslie's training, there might be other platforms out there for you to use, but Project Broadcast is by far one of the best right now, because we have the opportunity to share scripts back and forth. And sometimes that takes a huge pressure off of you, where you don't have to worry about, you just load it up and you're ready to go.
Yep. Anything else? Okay, well, if you all have any questions, then you can definitely reach out to your sponsor, your leader, and she will help you find the answer if she doesn't know it. But I'm really excited to be able to pair with these ladies to teach you all about the texting party that we all had so much success with. So we will chat later, and we hope you have a great day.